Hi there, and thank you for joining us on the Overcomers Overcoming podcast. We feature those who are in the process of overcoming or have overcome any type of life encounter, life obstacle that at the time seemed to be almost insurmountable. With this podcast, we have three objectives in mind. Our first objective is we want you to know with a confident resolve you are not alone. We want to work with you. We want you to know there are others who are working with you, who want to help you through whatever you are encountering, and together we will get through whatever you're experiencing.
Our second objective is there are multiple options for any life encounter you are facing. We want to help you develop a resolve that there are various options and solutions to any life dilemma.
Our third objective is to help you with critical thinking skills. If you're encountering something that was possibly a decision you made sometime in the past, and if you had the opportunity for a life redo, you would make a different decision. We want to help you with those critical thinking skills that can help you make an informed decision and not encounter what you're going through at the moment. We are the Cooper Culture, a veteran-owned business. We work with business personnel and families to develop and sustain connected relationship cultures within their families and organizations. That type organization is one where people feel wanted, appreciated, and genuinely a part of that organization. I'm with my wife and business partner, Marty, who has helped me facilitate this podcast. Today we feature Brandon Stapleton, who represents his wife, Michelle. He talks with us about what they went through, a medical analysis of cancer, bankruptcy, and many life challenges, some of which may cause some people to almost give up on life. But he and his wife and business partner Michelle demonstrated resilience to overcome what they were going through in the past, and through their resilience, they were able to overcome the bankruptcy and achieve a life that is very admirable. And that admirable life is one of resilience, and I believe we can all learn from that. Marty, what are some takeaways we can learn from Brandon?
Ron, I wasn't able to be on the podcast but for a few minutes. But when I was there, I learned from Brandon that he was so appreciative of his wife for going through this with him and always saying, we'll make it when he felt down. But also his enthusiasm for their business and what joy he receives from all the classes that he has and how he can help people. He has a great personality.
I think one of the greatest takeaways is surround yourself with people who believe in you and those who will support you. And I can tell you, I have my consummate life supporter with me in Marty. Marty, thank you so much for being with me, but let's listen and learn together about resilience regarding Brandon and Michelle. Let's learn together. Brandon, it's great to have you with us. You and your wife have gone through a bunch of stuff, and that's I'm not trying to marginalize or minimize anything you've been through, but just for the sake of our listeners, you have been through a lot of things, medical, business failings, and so forth. Our listeners are going to be very interested in knowing how you two made it through together, whether these individual things happened independent of each other, and as a couple. How do you recover from being down if you're both at the same time, or maybe that never happened? But Brandon, it's great to have you with us. Our listeners are going to be very interested in your story.
Thanks for having us, Ron. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a ton.
Brandon, can you describe to us just some of the stuff, maybe kind of a 40,000-foot view of what have you endured, but then mainly it's a matter of how did you get through? We're not here to dwell on the past, but I'm just supposing that your and Michelle's past, while not defining you, maybe help define your current and your future.
It absolutely defines our future because of the resilience we went through and in all of it. I mean, we've been ups and down. We've been through ups and downs in our business throughout our entire business. We've been in business for 25 years, so how could we not? But the part that was the most difficult, the part that almost killed us, literally the part that I felt like we had to have the absolute most resilience was when I got a cancer diagnosis. And then within literally 4 months after that, COVID hit. So it shut our business down, number one, because I was on the floor, curled up like a ball because I couldn't function. I didn't know if I was going to die. I didn't know if I was going to live. I mean, I couldn't function. Had so much anxiety. I was overwhelmed with so much anxiety that it was almost impossible for me to work. Now, it wasn't, of course, but Michelle literally had to pick me up off the floor, literally, to go function. As soon as I started to get back engaged in work and doing work, COVID hit and it shut our business down. We were in the event business in the sense that we went out and did events for people. We did in-person events. We did over 300 in-person events over 25 years. So we would do, 2 or 3 events a month, and our entire year just got literally shut down March 2020. So we we had a team of 9 people, all helped to build our events and construct our events and fulfill our events that we had to let go. So we went from a team of 11 to a team of 2 overnight. Um, and had to reconfigure and learn how we were going to do our business. Today we help experts, we help business owners, we help coaches, we help leaders, we help individuals offer people what they want, run a really high converting challenge or masterclass, and then turn that momentum into courses and automation that sells on repeat. I couldn't tell you we did that in 2020. All I could tell you in 2020, we were trying to survive. We were trying to coach people and figure out how to get them to show up, how to figure out how to get people to come watch us in an internet, online, not just in person. Um, we had to learn how to figure it all out. So good thing is between Michelle and I, we've literally created, we had to remember what we'd done. We had to brag on ourselves a little bit. So I remember us sitting down and saying, "Hey, what have we done? What have we really accomplished?" And Michelle and I sitting down go, "Oh my gosh, we've generated over 100 plus courses over the last 25 years. Those have generated over $10 million. We've literally facilitated over 300 plus live events, and those have generated over $10 million. Like, we've done some stuff, we've created some stuff." So part of that was really remembering what we've done, what we've accomplished, what we've achieved, and the adversity that we'd already gone through to get to where we're at today. We had to remember all that resilience in order to break through where we were at in the moment.
Let
And
me ask you,
we've had to have
yeah,
resilience again.
okay.
We've had to do it again.
Let me ask you, Brandon, about anxiety, and I want to tie into this resilience.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've experienced anxiety. I mean, some people I know have said I have been through an anxiety attack. Is that the kind of anxiety you went through? But then how do you link that with resilience? That may be a multifaceted type question.
Yeah, I mean, I had severe anxiety in my late 20s. Literally had a panic attack a day for 3 years, until I became agoraphobic. So I wouldn't leave my house. Everywhere I went, I'd have a panic attack. So I literally avoided going anywhere. And I had to overcome that through a lot of different resilience. I mean, resilience training. I would learn from others what worked here, what worked there, what worked. I mean, I went to probably, I don't know, maybe 100 different people to figure out how in the world to overcome this. I learned so many different modalities to try to figure out how to overcome this. And then I overcame it. I flew for the first time in 10 years. I built a business. I I met my wife. I had kids. I mean, this was really good. And then I hadn't experienced that anxiety again like that, debilitating, until my cancer diagnosis.
Hmm.
And it literally floored me. Yeah, I mean, it's like I had to relearn all of the ways to overcome anxiety. I had to learn how to recognize fear. Here's resilience in a nutshell for me. It's recognizing every day that you're going through difficulty. You can choose one of two things. You can choose pain or you can choose suffering. I think pain is inevitable. Pain is the price of passion. Pain is what you must go through to have greatest experiences. If I asked all of your listeners right now their greatest experiences, I said, hey, what are your three greatest experiences of your life? They're going to tell me things like giving birth. They're going to tell me things like jumping out of an airplane, swimming with sharks. They're going to say, hey, I traveled around Europe all by myself with a backpack. I moved to Japan. I mean, these are the things they're going to tell me. I went through massive amounts of anxiety. Maybe they went through cancer or a health scare, their greatest experiences, they're going to tell me all had fear in them. They all possess fear or uncertainty, discomfort. So pain is inevitable. It's what you do with that pain, right? Pain, all of our greatest experiences are all on the other side of pain. So I think pain is the price of our passion. It's the price of our greatest experiences, but suffering is a choice. And suffering is when we focus on what we've lost or what we have less of or what we might never have. I've lost this. I felt like in 2019, I'd lost my mojo. I lost my ability to communicate confidently. I had less faith. I had less confidence in what our business did and how we could operate. I mean, I was focusing on all the things we'd lost and what we have less of. And then I was concerned that we might never have it again. And when we're in that space, I think we're in a space of suffering. So I was in a space of suffering. How do I get out of suffering? Gotta bring what I had to do and what I believe resilience is bringing meaning to pain. So bringing meaning to pain is, hey, why am I in this? Why am I struggling with this? What am I learning? How am I growing so that I might be able to serve somebody in the future? And I think we end up, when we're in that space, we live in our two greatest needs as human beings, and that's growth and contribution. And when we can live in that space, all of a sudden everything changes because now we're not so focused on certainty and significance, which are also needs. But when we get too focused there, we get overwhelmed with anxiety, overwhelmed with stress, overwhelmed with overwhelm. We get over something, right? We're under pressure, and when people are under pressure, they go into overwhelm, oversharing, um, over um, overstressed, overperforming. They are over in some way, shape, or form when they're put under pressure. So um, that's what I think resilience is in a nutshell.
Let me ask you another over word, though. In the context of resilience, have you always been the kind of person I will overcome? There's
Mm,
nothing,
mm.
nobody, anywhere, anytime that will keep me down somehow, some way. I will overcome. That's a different over word, but
That's a good word.
does that describe you, Brandon? And have you always been that way?
In the moments of life, no, but in the bigger picture of things, absolutely. Absolutely. When I say absolutely, I don't know. Was I born that way? I don't know if I was born that way. I think I always had to overcome. It was survival. When I was younger with my situation when I was younger and overcoming some of the things I overcame when I was younger, I had to. It was survival. It was either that or die. So I think success for me, I defined when I was younger, I defined a little bit differently. And here's how I defined it. I said, I will be successful if I wake up every day. And I will only fail if I decide to give up or quit. And for me, that meant suicide. So if I'm going to quit and give up, then I'm going to end my life. And so I think in order to not be a failure, not give up and quit, then you have no choice but to overcome.
Now, I'm curious, as you and Michelle work together, can you, let's say, give credit to Michelle that she is one who helped you get beyond and meaning overcome and so forth? I'm just picturing anxiety, and I'm asking the question from the standpoint of I have not consciously suffered from anxiety. I have gone through stuff, and I'm wondering, well, my identity, and so on and so on. But I'm asking the question in the context, Brandon, that is Michelle really a large part, as Marty is with me, that she helped you develop that resiliency that, man, nothing, nobody, anywhere is going to keep me down?
When I was going through cancer, Michelle had massive amounts of faith. I did not. I had to rely on Michelle's faith to get me through it. So literally Michelle's faith in what in it's I can't tell you how many times I heard her say everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. I didn't believe that for myself. When I would tell myself that, I didn't buy into it. When Michelle would say it, I'd start to believe it. So her faith became contagious. Michelle saved my life. Michelle saved my life and continues to be a massive part of what we do day to day because we work together. So we pick each other up now, but then Michelle literally picked me up off the floor.
And I see on your baseball cap, you can't see it, but I can. Live lucky, I think is what it says. Is that right?
Live lucky. Live lucky. Absolutely.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the old cliche is when hard work meets luck, that's what creates success. And I think we live by that. So I'm absolutely of the notion that living lucky is living by faith, living by vulnerability, living by authenticity, living by a system. I think most people don't have a system. Most people don't buy into systems, but they need them. Today, I think we live in a trust recession. We treat people absolutely. I think the bar to treat people is on the floor. I think we are getting more information on a daily basis than a person received in a lifetime in 1900. So we're overwhelmed with information. I think we're being attempted to be sold like crazy. So our trust is pretty minimal. And the ability to bring certainty to people, um, living lucky is bringing certainty to people daily. Giving certainty to individuals on a daily basis is our motto. That's part of our motto in Live Lucky, for
Is
sure.
it a part of your and Michelle's motto? And I want to build on the word faith. And I
Mm.
will tell you and our listeners, faith is for us biblical faith. It's not just a hope for, but we are faith based, and we do believe the Bible to be God's true word. So I'm not here to be a Bible banger. I'm not here to push God's word on anyone, but just so that our listeners know where Marty and I are, perhaps where you and Michelle are, but is that aspect of faith the where you are a biblically based faith?
Well, I'll give you. I carry these little things around with me. So your list. I don't know if your listeners they can't see this, but I have these little Jesus dolls that I carry around with me everywhere I
Yes.
go and give them to people. And so go Jesus, 100%. The faith that's a big part of our faith is that our faith is also in knowing that just having an understanding that no matter what, somebody has our back. And Michelle and I have each other's back, but just walking through life knowing Jesus has my back. Yeah, I can't imagine not living with that. Pre-cancer, I wouldn't have told you that. Pre-cancer, I wouldn't have told you that, Jesus had my back. I'm like, I was always a believer, but yeah, kind of here and there. But knowing that I wake up every day and Jesus has my back, I'm like, come on, like who does not want that? I need Jesus. I need Jesus everywhere I go. I don't need Jesus just in my business. I don't need Jesus just in my relationship. I need Jesus when when I wake up and go outside and check the mail. So um, it's a big part of what we do. I mean, there's no way. listen, Michelle and I, we had achieved a lot of big things in our business, but it's after cancer and it's after COVID that I'm the most proud of what we did. And that's building literally over 150 master classes and challenges that we were able to go out and market online. So we shifted from going from a in-person event system to now an online version, and how to market what you do in a masterclass or challenge. So we were able to fill literally 150 rooms, virtual rooms with people, and then sell them what we do from that. And learning how to do that and do 150 of them, that's the thing I'm the most proud of. We couldn't have done that without our faith.
I want to take a very brief moment to tell you about myself, the Cooper Culture, a certified veteran-owned small business. I am a retired lieutenant colonel serving the Air Force for 22 years as an F-4 pilot, commander. I have 300 combat missions. I specialize in executive leadership training, team building, and workplace culture, where we help businesses to develop a culture of loyalty, trust, and by developing personality traits and personal strengths, we can help identify those traits that support the company's objectives. We do this through half-day and all-day training shops. I'm also a public speaker where I welcome the opportunity to speak with your group to help you develop your team to the point where people are loyal and they know exactly how they fit in the organization and contribute to your strategic objectives. Through that, you will have a very profitable company and a psychologically safe space where people know they can freely discuss everything about the company themselves, and we are always working together to progress. Contact me at ron@thecooperculture.com. Our website is thecooperculture.com. Look forward to the opportunity to speak with your group, work with your group, to take your group to the next level to where we soar together. Let's work together. Would you tell the listener who is not necessarily down and out, but they're at least down, that they feel overwhelmed, one of the overwords, but they just feel like, wow, I don't know that I can, and so forth. Is it a matter, Brandon, from yours and Michelle's perspective, surround yourself with people who can work a process, and those who have a positive attitude together or something to that effect, we will. But is it a matter of it is positive thinking. I'm a big believer in it. It is positive thinking. But beyond that, you have to do more than think it. You have to take action. You have to move out. And is that a lot of what you and Michelle represent?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one foot in front of the other, right? It's the next step. I think, what I said earlier is so critical when you're down and out, to be able to recognize, okay, I'm in pain, but pain is part of the process. It's part of passion. It's your brain working through what's happening. And so it's actually normal. It's okay. Dare I even say, when you are in a deep depression, you're actually in a compression, and it's a compression of, it's almost like going into a think tank, like, hey, your brain is trying to get you out of something. It's trying to do something. Pain has got a purpose. And so what is that purpose? And what if all you had to tell yourself on a day-to-day basis was, hey, I'm in this because I'm learning something or I'm growing in some way so that I can serve a human being in the future. And again, like I said earlier, when you're growing and when you're contributing, you're at your best. You're most happy. I mean, there's nothing better. Winning the lottery isn't better than this. You think about all your hopes and dreams, none of them are better than when you come from a place every single day of growth and contribution. So when you're stuck, when you're hurting, when you're in pain, this is the opportunity to go, hey, what am I learning? How am I growing so that I can serve somebody? And I'll give somebody a little bit of a hint here. Your struggle and your problem is your future. And I don't say that in terms of your struggle and your problem is what you're going to be experiencing in your future. Your struggle and your problem is what you're going to be able to build a business on. You're going to be able to build a business from your struggle and problem. And here's how. Whatever you're going through, whatever struggle, if you keep telling yourself daily, what am I learning? How am I growing? And you get good at that so that I can serve somebody in the future. The serving somebody in the future literally is creating a framework of building your course online that you can now sell to people. That is literally what your business is in the future. It's whatever your struggle is today. So being able to go, hey, okay, I got this struggle, I got this issue, I got this problem. It's going to be your fuel in the future. It is your purpose. And you're going to be able to make money from it as well because people need help. A great offer or a great program that you offer to people, it's not a, a a a a solution to, something that's unknown. It's a solution to a problem. What you're going through is probably some sort of a problem that the world is experiencing right now. And if you get through that, not even, you don't even get on the other end. I started helping people way before I got on the other end. But through that process, you can start serving people at a higher level by creating a course through the very difficult thing that you're going through right now.
And what I'm processing you're saying, Brandon, which I think is just great, is growth can and almost certainly is painful. That as we're growing, we're learning. But is there a part of this? Never, never, never isolate yourself from other people. That I've known some people to say, well, gosh, I feel overwhelmed, and I stutter and so on. And some people tend to isolate.
Oh man, it's yeah, isolation. When you're in isolation, the part of your brain that's operating, you're probably living in your subconscious, which is telling you a bunch of stories, and it's where all of our emotions come from. The subconscious thinks in stories, so that's where you're living. Or you're living in your instinctive brain, which thinks in absolutes, and then that's very black and white, and it's survival or not. The only way, the only way I've found to get in our conscious brain is to interact with other people. We can, again, like I said, I used Michelle's faith. I think the same thing's true of being around people. We use their faith, we use their nervous systems to align with ours, especially when ours is off. So I don't know how you do this alone because you're in your survival brain or you're in your stories of your brain. And when you're in your subconscious, you're going to probably distort information. You're probably going to be telling yourself, you're going to be generalizing like I never or I always. And then you're probably going to be deleting a big part of what is beautiful in your life. And that's what survival brain does. So I would say get around other people just from a space of getting in your conscious mind. In a nutshell, here's our goal. I think as human beings, our goal is to do this. It's to calm our instinctive mind so that we can guide our subconscious mind to do what the conscious mind wants. And if you are doing this by yourself in your own subconscious brain, if you're doing this by yourself in your own instinctive brain, you got trouble there. So getting around other people is critical. Yeah,
Brandon,
building.
for the listener who might be at this point captivated or at least very interested in everything you're saying, they may be saying something to themselves, boy, I just feel that I am burdened with stuff.
Mm.
Now, I need help in maybe one of your courses or something can help me, but I need some help. How would you direct that person? How can a person contact you? And if amongst all the courses you have, how could a person determine what the best course is or some combination of?
Yeah, I think one of the best courses in the world for people is to learn how to build your own course, build your own legacy. Create your own course right now, whether or not you have one and you need to fine tune it or you need to create your own. That's the place I would come. I would come learn how to make that a reality from us. Learn how to turn something from scratch or just an idea and how to convert that into something that is actually real and people can touch, taste, feel, and then buy that from you. Here's the cool thing is we're going to give you all, every one of your listeners, a ticket to come attend our masterclass, our upcoming masterclass, to do that very thing. So they just have to go to www. I don't know if I have to say that. Do I have to say www? But
I don't know.
Brandon and Michelle Barber.com, BrandonandMichelleBarber.com // podcast VIP. Podcast VIP. Brandon and MichelleBarber.com / podcast VIP. And you'll get a ticket to come witness our masterclass and challenge so we can show you how to build your own course from scratch, how to sell it effectively so that people out there in the world want it, and then how to build an event around that as well. So how to create an event around that. And we want to offer your listeners a free ticket to come witness that.
Brandon, I'm going to offer that. I'm going to put that in writing. And I include a narrative with this podcast. I'm going to include that as a part of it so that people hopefully can hyperlink it and go right to the invitation and sign up and learn how to put a course together, because I do believe that everybody has a story someone needs to hear. And when you put that story in the form of a course, that we can help you through, and together is a very operative term for Marty and me, and I'm sure it is for you and Michelle, together.
Yep.
Do not go alone. And I've got an aviation background, and solo for us is a mark of, man, you always going to go solo, but in the context of overcoming, leading, and so forth, never go solo. Always bring a group with you. And when you inspire people to achieve that, I believe, Brandon, together, a very operative term for Marty and me, together, we will overcome and we will achieve some big things.
100%. Don't Frankenstein it, as I call it. People out there creating their own thing all by themselves. Like, invest in the people that have walked before you. Success leaves clues. So model what's worked. Model what's worked.
Brandon,
sounds like for you guys, model your relationship, because your relationship works and has worked for quite some time. So I think your listeners got to model you, right?
Well, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. I will tell you that Marty joined us a little bit late, but we have been through stuff and we have overcome. Yes. And we are in for the long haul. As of this recording, we've been together, working together 57 years. We're not just married, but we too are business partners. I call myself the COO, or the CEO, and Marty is the COO. And, frequently the expression, well, yeah, I'm the head of the family, so to speak, but Marty's the neck that turns the head, and all these kind of cliches. But Brandon, on behalf of our listeners, I want to thank you and Michelle for what you have been through, what you are doing to help others overcome. And we want to do what we can to help others overcome and become the very best God created each one of us to be. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Awesome. Very cool. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
We appreciate having the opportunity to share our and our guests' life's experiences with you.
The Cooper culture advances organizations to achieve and sustain high retention rates, connected communication, and trust through personality insights and principled leadership. You can contact us at our website, thecooperculture.com, and you can contact us directly at ron@thecooperculture.com or Marty, Marty, at thecooperculture.com. We work with you to help assess aspects of your culture to advance the environment and people to their best performance. We do that through our staff of certified personal performance coaches, leadership trainers, keynote speakers, and DISC personality behavior experts. You can book a speaking engagement directly through our website by contacting us at ron@thecooperculture.com. We look forward to sharing our life experiences with you, some of which are profound, some of which are pretty funny. Some of those life experiences are ones we'll never do that again because we've been through stuff. We truly look forward to working with you, speaking with you, helping advance you in any way that we can.